What are the dirty secrets related to the military and the army? In order to qualify for military service, an old man at MEPS looks at your butthole. And they never call you back after MEPs. They don't even kiss you goodbye. Men love to show off their dick to other men. Weirdest thing. I walked into my shop and there were 4 guys with their dicks out. Not even in a gay way. Just comparing. Besides, in the military, I've never seen a gayer straight dude and a straighter gay dude before. People won't like this, but the rampant infidelity that occurs on deployments. Lives ruined, years of relationships tossed, kids left in broken homes because someone couldn't keep it in their pants for a bit. It's not everyone, but it's definitely more than it should. Sexual assault is rampant in the military, mostly due to the fact that the investigations are in the hands of the commander of that unit, who has a very good motivation to sweep things under the rug. If you have to poop during a urinalysis, they will make you poop in front of someone to make sure you are not tampering with the pee. Wow, seriously? Who gets that job? Whoever is watching. Happened to me. Tried to force the pee out. Out came a fart, and the realization that more was coming. Told the dude watching I had to go, and he said to go in the stall and handle business. So I went in, he followed, I dropped deuces and pissed in the cup. He saw the whole thing. Prostitution was rampant when aircraft carriers were out to sea. Everyone knew where to find the list of who and what the cost would be. There were always places to go for a bit of privacy. I have never met a service member that didn't directly know a buddy that often sells. I've been out for 8 years, and I've lost 9 sailors to suicide so far that I personally served with. Yeah, a guy from my hometown area, we met as pulleys and went to BC together. Ended up having the same MOS, so we went to the same base together. A whole 18 or so months after getting to the fleet, he was out after smoking dope. He then offed himself about 2 weeks after getting home, all over a girl he couldn't let go of. This dude worked his ass off to be able to join the Marines too. He was a HS dropout, so he had to get an associate's degree along with a GED, and he got awarded like $80,000 in additional education benefits for when he got out. Sleep will become more enjoyable than sex. Didn't need the military for this to happen. Like most civilian jobs, you're going to see a lot of gross incompetence, but the stakes are higher, the consequences much more dire. While there are a lot of good people, including flat-out geniuses in the military, there are also absolute morons too. I don't mean just dumb, but dangerously stupid, as in, will get you killed. We know who they are, and if any crazy shit happens, we put as much distance between them and us as possible. On my ship there was a guy known to be dangerously stupid. He proved it by insulting a police officer in a Southeast Asian country we visited. His buddies tried to apologize on his behalf, and the cop was actually going to let it go. Then this dumbshit sucker punched the cop. Cue up a dozen cops suddenly appearing and beating the dumbass unconscious, beating up and arresting his buddies, and even arresting anyone nearby who looked American. It was a clusterfuck. I'm a subscriber to German General Kurt von Hammerstein-Equor's theory. I distinguish 4 types. There are clever, hardworking, stupid, and lazy officers. Usually 2 characteristics are combined. Some are clever and hardworking. Their place is the general staff. The next ones are stupid and lazy. They make up 90% of every army and are suited to routine duties. Anyone who is both clever and lazy is qualified for the highest leadership duties, because he possesses the mental clarity and strength of nerve necessary for difficult decisions. One must beware of anyone who is both stupid and hardworking. He must not be entrusted with any responsibility because he will always only cause damage. You will see more dicks than you ever want to. In the middle of the desert, group tent, dude asks the dozen or so of us in the tent if we'd ever seen a 12-inch dick. Unanswered, Dude strips down, but naked, and starts helicoptering in front of us with a huge shit-eating grin. Someone else said that's not 12-inch. So a third dude grabs a measuring tape and measures the first dude to confirm it actually was a 12-incher. Not the weirdest thing that ever happened in the military. You'll meet the absolute best and worst of humanity. And rank is not always a determining factor. Your leadership can be downright scumbags. Well, that does prepare you for working the corporate life. You'll find the gayest straight guys in the world. A friend from the Royal Marines told me one of his pals deep-throated another Marine in a bar to prove to a girl it wasn't that tough. Unsure how impressed said girl was, we kinda got stuck on the first bit. Spending a great deal of time standing near howitzers going off, even though you may not get a noticeable concussion right away and you're wearing ear protection, can lead to long-term brain damage almost identical to athletes who play full-contact sports. Covering your ears only works up to a certain volume, and huge explosion sounds surpass that by a lot. Only way to be safe is to have some distance. Spies are getting lazy here. New post. Anyone know the U.S. missile launch codes? The amount of cheating on spouses is ridiculous. People get TDY and forget they were ever married and want you to lie for them. Whole alternate families in other countries is more common than you would think. Edit. To clarify, TDY is temporary duty. Short deployment is best way to think about it. I grew up around Fort Lewis. My two best friends joined the Marines right out of high school, and they both immediately started cheating. And when they were in Asia, they got hookers every weekend. When I go on Tinder here, there are so many women cheating on their boyfriends/husbands who are overseas. I met a girl who was 10 years older than me on Tinder when I was like 21, and ended up going to her place. Midway through fucking, I noticed all the pictures around her bedroom of her kissing a guy in a uniform. Who is that guy you're kissing in all the pictures? Oh, that's my husband. Don't worry, he won't be back for another 3 weeks. Definitely caught me way off guard. Wish I could say I got up and left, but the damage was already done at that point. I didn't go back though. Edit. I forgot to add, it's very obvious when a bunch of guys ship out, because all of a sudden the clubs become overrun with women on the weekend. I'm talking like triple the clientele all of a sudden, spilling out into the streets. The passkey for the nuclear codes is 12345. Shit, now I have to change my luggage code. Military grade. I always find it funny when people refer to military grade as somehow being of superior quality. Nope. Military grade means this product was chosen by the DoD because it could be made more cheaply than anyone else's bid and not immediately break just by looking at it. Half as good at twice the price. Mostly true. But also 3 times as durable. Soldiers are dumb, they don't take care of their shit, and it still has to just work. Source was soldier. Not exactly a secret, but SRSLY undiscussed MO, there is an absurd amount of sexual abuse around foreign bases, especially in Japan, Korea, Iraq, among serving PPL as well as the local population, and they are pretty much immune from consequences. There is a rumor that there are straight men in the Navy. It's unconfirmed. But these stories persist to this day. In basic, you may end up in the shower with a 17-year-old. Yes, RDI pointed this out and smoked us for that reason. Edit. Alright, let me explain this for some of the slow kids in class. In boot camp or basic, or whatever your branch calls it, your drill instructors or drill sergeants, or whatever your branch calls them, will use any excuse to hit you with remedial physical training, i.e. smoke you or being smoked. In our time in boot camp, this was the fact we were showering with a minor. Because one of our Marines was in fact 17. They did it because that's part of the game. Though it was funny. We also, though it was funny to be clear. There's a lot of FE up stuff that goes on, especially in the dorms and TDY. The what happens TDY stays TDY is very true with a lot of people. Adultery is rampant not only with military members, but dependents as well. In regards to the dorms, of course this probably isn't everywhere, but I rarely went to a party that didn't have a handful of HS girls from on base housing. 15-16-17, it didn't matter. Knew of lots of guys who went down the wrong road in that situation. LOL. I worked in a Marine Corps brig, and we had an Air Force E7 or E8 come in after being drummed out because he was in love with some general's 16-years-old daughter. He swore up and down she was in love with him too. This was after he had been given several chances to stop contacting her, and even being moved across the country. Found out something while in a military hospital with severe double pneumonia. Right lung full of liquid and not working, left lung about half full and barely working. Nurses will, in fact, give head. A buddy of mine got shit-faced drunk one night and came into work the next day still drunk. He was a crew chief, meaning he did aircraft maintenance. His supervisor told him to sleep it off on the couch in the hangar on the flight line and get to work after a nap. A colonel got shit-faced drunk one night and drove his car home. But he didn't make it because he rolled his car. Nothing happened to him. The military is no different from every other massive corporation in the sense that it is filled with liars, cheaters, abusive assholes, sexual predators, dishonest people, lazy people, backstabbers, power-happy assholes, rapists, thieves, psychopaths, addicts, users, smugglers, and cowards. There are also honest, genuine, hard-working people who would give you the shirt off their back, as well as leaders who will let you off easy if you screw up once, but you've kept your nose clean and have been dependable throughout your military career. Just because someone has been in the military does not make them a chivalrous, honest, heroic individual. The way we praise military men and women is great, but the majority of them do not deserve a pedestal by any means. Thank you so much for watching. In the comments under this video, share the most messed up or shocking secrets you've ever heard that are connected to the military or the army. Bye!